Hello, my name is Hustle. You are now listening to the latest episode of the Lords of Podcast Roundtable. I love this time of year. It's the road to WrestleMania. It's already underway. Everything's fun and great and spectacular and awesome. And the Lords of Podcast Roundtable boys and I are about to do what we do every month for every pay-per-view. We're about to give our predictions. But before we can get into the predictions, allow me to introduce everyone that's joining me. We have the man with the master plan, whose name isn't Sam, but I think you should still recognize. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle.
How's it going, everybody?
It's going well. How's it going with you?
Infinite struggle and all.
Also joining us from a far, far away land known as Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, Crow. Say hello, Crow.
What's going on, everybody?
You have something to say, Mr. Glow? You sound like you want to say something here.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm Glow. What's up?
Allowing him to introduce himself, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing. Last, certainly not least, unless you're going to count alphabetically from last name, then he might be last and least. But I'm sorry, it's just the way it goes. The man formerly known as Uncle Jeff. Jeff, say hello.
Yo, what's good?
Damn it.
All right, Kyle, would you like to make an announcement of some sort?
Sure, Hustle. I'm just going to go over the rules again real quick for everybody. Just like last year, we're going to pick the winners of the matches. No, pinfall, submission, DQ, none of that shit. All I want to know is who you think is going to win. If you get it right, that's 1 point. If you get it wrong, that's minus 1 point. You can go into negative, points. So if you having a 1 in 6 night, that's a minus 5 points for you. We are going to have some bonus questions worth 3 points to either make up for a bad night or help you gain more points there. Yeah, bad announcement there. We got about 30 participants right now in this contest.
Uh-huh.
Yep. This is going so well for me. Anyways, first pay-per-view for us this year is going to be the Royal Rumble. And we're going to start it off, actually, with the World Heavyweight title match. It's going to be Daniel Bryan versus The Big Show versus Mark Henry in a steel cage match. Woo! And for today, we're going to start off with Glow.
Well, thank you. I get the honor of starting. This match is actually very interesting to me, and I think it might be the best. Well, I was thinking it was going to be the best match on the card up until we heard the bad news that Mark Henry did get injured. I was looking forward to the classic struggle between two big men and a little squirrely little man that thinks he's big and bad, running around the ring and trying to escape out the cage. Mark Henry being hurt doesn't really change my pick. I think Big Show should have a big showing, and it's amazing what they're doing with Daniel Bryan to me right now. He is slowly turned into not a chicken shit heel, but he's turned into a evil genius type of heel who isn't afraid to swing steel chairs at giants. How does that apply to this match? No, not really, but I just wanted to throw in the fact that I love his whole personality / gimmick change. I picked Bryan to win the match because of the slow burn that they're doing with the gimmick. I think he has to keep the belt to progress it, and he has some stuff to unfold, just like with AJ coming back and then all this stuff between him and Show and him and Henry. He kind of needs the belt to remain relevant in the middle of it and to continue this change. So I don't see them taking the belt off of him this match. He's probably going to climb out the ring somehow. I don't see him pinning any of them either.
Crow.
I went with Bryan for my pick simply because I don't think they're going to put the belt on Show. I'm tired of this feud, though. I'll say that much. I think Bryan needs to move on to someone that he can put on a decent match with. I'm looking for a decent match at the Rumble, though. It should be okay. And the only thing that's going to hurt it is Henry, being hurt. And so it depends on how bad that is, I suppose.
Jeff?
I have to agree with Glow and Crow. I'm going to have to go with Daniel Bryan to win the match. They're doing really nicely with his character at the moment, and I think they're just going to continue that, as Glow said, a slow burn. Wait until AJ comes back, and keep the belt on him. Let him go. Hopefully, let him go into Mania as the champion.
Hustle.
I really hate you guys.
How so?
Like, everyone's just gonna agree, and I have to contribute to that.
I gave you guys an option, but anyways, continue.
I'm also going to pick Daniel Bryan, but that has changed in the last day or two. I was originally going to pick Mark Henry. I was going to pick him to win the title here, have a quick reign. But with him being injured now, not only do I not think he's going to win the match, I don't think he's going to be involved very much. I mean, it wouldn't even really surprise me if they have some sort of a storyline before the match that takes him out of the match completely. Just an injury storyline, and it's just going to be a one-on-one. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me, depending on how serious his injury is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been working through injury after injury after injury in the last few months, and he keeps fighting through it, and people say that, he's gaining respect with the higher-ups, and, that's fine, but how many injuries can he keep fighting through? He's already gained their respect, and he's already proven that he's a company man, and he puts the team first. But eventually, he's going to keep fighting through these injuries, and these little minor nagging injuries are going to turn into something serious, and then he's going to be gone for 8 months. And what does that do for anybody?
It might even cause him to retire, because at this age and at
His
this
size.
stage of the game,
Yeah.
if he keeps keep letting this going on, he was probably going to end up being forced to retire if he suffers a major injury anytime soon.
He's more than earned a WrestleMania payday, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a shame if he can't get it, because he's fighting through these injuries that he shouldn't have to fight through. Especially with a steel cage match this month, and chances are an elimination chamber match next month.
Yeah.
That's before he even gets to WrestleMania. So they might want to take it as easy as possible with him, at least until Elimination Chamber is over. So because of that injury, I am going to pick Daniel Bryan, only contributing to this circle jerk of everybody agreeing with each other. But just know that I was originally going to have a differing opinion. But yeah.
All right. Well, had you picked Mark Henry, you would have been the only one.
Yep.
Everyone except for one person selected Daniel Bryan in their picks. My wife was going to pick Big Show, changed her mind at the last minute. Right now we're at like 97% basically picked Daniel Bryan, and like one guy picked Big Show. All right, next match is going to be John Cena versus Kane. Yet to see if John Cena is going to actually embrace the hate against Kane or not. I'm actually going to go ahead and pick Kane to win, probably by disqualification. I think John Cena is going to full-on flip out at the Rumble. I don't really have much reasoning past that, so I'm going to pass it on to Jeff. Go ahead.
I'm actually going to pick Cena here. I do agree that he's going to probably flip and get angry, embrace the hate, as it were, but I don't expect this to be like Cena just loses his mind and gets DQ'd. I think it's more going to be a big slugfest between the two guys, trying to knock each other out, trying to really hurt one another, and in the end, instead of like making some sort of miraculous comeback, I think John Cena will just sort of finally get the better of Kane in the match, which will basically be kind of what Kane wants, since he wants Cena to embrace the hate. So I don't think losing will do too much to Kane. Kane can just show up on a promo on Monday and be like, "Ha, got you to embrace the hate. I win." And so I think Cena will end up winning the match, and that's how it will go.
Hustle.
All right, I'm going to throw something out here, and it's going to be a little weird, but I guess it's still something that's possible. I don't think Kane is going to try to win this match. That's not his objective.
Hmm.
His objective isn't to go out and defeat John Cena so he can be placed in #1 contendership for the WWE title. It's not to end Cena's career. He doesn't want to, break his neck. He doesn't want to do these things. What he wants to do, as we've seen and as we've heard him say, is he wants Cena to embrace the hate. And, like you guys have said, Cena's going to snap. He's going to come into the match extra angry because of what has happened to Zack Ryder, and that's fine. And that'll work into Kane's advantage. And I think when it actually happens in the match, Kane can just walk away. So I think Cena's going to win the match, but by something like a count out. One of those things where Cena starts wrestling extra aggressive and he starts getting into a whole different gear altogether, and Kane can just sneak out and just kind of nod his head and smile, and we get another one of those conflicting moments where Cena's in the ring pissed off.
See,
but
my only thing with that is, I don't think if Cena, ultimately gets angry, I don't think he's going to be like, oh, well, Kane's just going to walk away now.
Exactly.
All right. If anything, I could see Cena going after Kane, though that is a very interesting idea, and it's something the WWE could certainly go with to add to the storyline. I just don't think Cena's just going to let Kane walk away, though.
Okay, fine. To go with that, let's just say Eve will get involved. Eve can be at ringside. She can come down for the match. Something. Kane can take her. One of those. Stay back. I'll hurt her.
That would.
I mean, even as pissed off as Cena is, he's not going after Kane if Kane's threatening to attack a woman.
This is true.
So,
how dare you?
It'll be one of those things where, Kane can make the escape from, surefire injury at the hands of a very angry, retard strong John Cena. And then the only downfall to that is this feud will continue. I'm not a fan of it so far, but yeah, I don't think it's going to end here one way or another. So,
Oh boy.
All right, so you picked Cena then.
Yeah.
All right. Crow.
Well, I also went with Cena, and similar, in detail to what Hustle was saying there, except I also agree that I don't think Cena's just going to let him walk away. I'm thinking they're probably going to have, a fairly short match relative to, a longer pay-per-view match, and then cut later on backstage to them, fighting it out in a garage or in the backstage area somewhere. Because that's a really easy way to keep the feud going, because it'll give them an excuse to fight again, an Elimination Chamber or something. And B, it's a time filler, right? I mean, there's only 5 matches on the card right now, right? Or four, yeah.
Counting the Rumble.
So I mean, unless every match is going to be, half an hour or more plus the hour-long Rumble, I think that'd be a good way to fill, 5-10 minutes, just showing them beating the shit out of each other backstage.
TNA style.
Except it'll only be one on the show instead of TNA's like 3 or 4.
All right, Glow, who you got?
Well, Hustle stole my Eve plan that I was going to put out as a surprise. I don't know how he thought of it on the spot. So I'm going to explain it on a different route then. I think this feud has to end this month just because of the whole backstory of Rock and Cena and the fact that Cena wanted to try to bring the title into to Mania. His focus can't be on Kane anymore. So I've seen him winning in a decisive match. He's probably going to let his anger take over. He may still have that confusion to him, and it still has that inner dilemma brewing after it. But I see Cena taking that clearly, so he entered the Elimination Chamber, which The Rock will make an appearance and cause him not to win the Elimination Chamber. But his focus will be on trying to win the belt and not Kane anymore.
All right, so basically, about a third of the participants chose Kane, 2/3 went with Cena. Moving on, we've got the WWE title match. CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler with John Laurinaitis as the special guest referee. For this one, Crow, you can go ahead and start.
Sweet. Even though it's going against wrestling logic, where the guy that's on top before the pay-per-view usually loses, I'm definitely going with Ziggler to take the win here. I just think, it is definitely not an original pick, that's for sure. But I just think they've been putting way too much effort into building him up to have him lose. And so unless they're going to pull a TNA like what they did with fucking Bobby Roode back at Bound for Glory, I don't see any way that Ziggler walks out without the championship belt.
Hustle.
Wow, you just got it. Got a stone cold lead pipe lock, just like that, huh? Well, I've actually gone back and forth on this match, as I think a lot of us really have. There are times that you're just absolutely sure that Ziggler is going to become the new champion, and then there are times that you're just absolutely sure that Punk's going to retain. Nothing's really changed. I mean, even with Laurinaitis being thrown into the mix as a special guest referee, even with this whole new twist that now Laurinaitis is kind of fighting for his job, and Triple H is going to be on Raw this week to evaluate him. None of that is really, to me anyway. I mean, obviously it's Crow has made up his mind, but nothing has really changed my opinion where, it has to go this way now. I still don't really know. It wouldn't surprise me if it goes either way. Just for my own personal fantasy booking, I guess you could call it, of the next couple months, I'm gonna go with Punk to retain here, and I have no idea how it's gonna happen with John Laurinaitis as a special guest referee, but that's all you're gonna get from me is who's gonna win, not why.
Glow?
Well, I think the bookers would be crazy. Well, sorry, I forgot it's WWE. The Hollywood writers would be crazy not to assign this victory to Ziggler. I think the way that the feud's been built up, that Ziggler, he's the next big star in the company, at least to me. He has the skills, he has the look, he has the charisma, and actually lately Ziggler's been able to show that he could cut a promo by himself, which I think the company has been kind of iffy on because they still have Vicky with him. But now Ziggler has been branching out on his own a little bit more, and it shows that if he needs to cut a promo, because the one he cut against Foley was money, had me laughing when he wanted me to laugh. He was serious when he needed to be serious. It showed that Ziggler has it. Whatever it is they always talk about, he has it. And according to regular booking logic, I see that they always say the person who's coming out on top is probably not going to win at the pay-per-view. Right. So in the last Raw, you saw Punk on the ground, Ziggler standing, but then we also did see Laurinaitis on the ground, who's also a big part of this match. And he's really the one that's feuding with Punk. It's not Ziggler. Punk got his payback. He got the payoff by hitting him with the GTS, which I didn't expect. They could have had Ziggler come out, save it, stop it, and then there'll still be that storyline that Punk is still trying to, get back whatever payback he wants. But Punk did it, which leads me to believe that Laurinaitis should be more favored into finding a way to actually, as he said, screw Punk out of this belt. So I could see Laurinaitis with heavy interference and all that. But as I prefaced my pick with saying that the writers would be stupid if they didn't do it, I assume the writers are stupid, and I think Punk is going to win the match. And he's going to win the match in however the hell he's going to win the match. But they would be stupid for Punk to win the match.
All right. Jeff?
I'm going to have to go with Punk. I see it coming down into one of two ways. And basically it's just John Laurinaitis is going to remain very, straightforward, down-the-middle referee. Either Ziggler manages to, steal the win so that, Laurinaitis can say, Punk lost, but I didn't do anything wrong. You can't, that's not something else you can put against me to fire me for on Monday night when Triple H comes in with his job evaluation. Woo! Or Punk's going to win, and then he's going to say, well, I didn't screw Punk out of the title, so you can't, say anything against me. He's still champion. Ultimately, I think they're going to have Punk win. John Laurinaitis will, play the down-the-middle referee, and they'll use Punk winning as part of Laurinaitis' excuse, whether or not he gets fired, as to, why he should stay. Well, I said I was going to do it, but I didn't. So you can trust me, at least there, that I'm not going to intentionally screw, one of my workers. So I think Punk wins.
All right. Well, about 10% of people picked Ziggler to win. It's pretty overwhelming majority for Punk. And that's it for the normal matches on this card. The only ones left now are the bonus questions. They're both about the Royal Rumble match, the main event of the evening, clearly. The first one, I'm going to start with Jeff. Who is going to win the Royal Rumble match?
Ah, gonna put me on the spot. All right, all right. I'm going to go out on a very long, tangled limb here and
Oh.
pick someone who we don't even know is going to be in the match. We don't even know if this person, is under contract to WWE. My pick is going to be Brock Lesnar. Heard that right. Brock Lesnar. I think that he's going to be the person that is supposed to be bringing the end of the world as we know it, as Jericho said on Monday night. And I think Jericho's going to, issue him out sometime during the Rumble. He's going to come in. The two of them are going to eliminate most everyone. Jericho will somehow get eliminated, and then Lesnar will eliminate who's ever in the match. Maybe Cena, and then Lesnar will be the person to win and get that, WrestleMania main event title shot. So, Lesnar.
Hustle.
Well, I'm also going to go out on a limb. As I mentioned earlier with the WWE title match, I have my own little fantasy booking that's taking place. So for that to happen, I needed Punk to... I did call for that, didn't I? I'm all confused now.
Yeah, you picked CM Punk to win.
All right, just making sure. I was like, all right, I don't want to say this now. And they'd be like, you picked Ziggler, though. Oh, man. Royal Rumble. It's coming up. We should talk about the Rumble.
Yeah, who's gonna win, Huss? Who you think?
Oh, well, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. I'm gonna pick CM Punk. Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes. You heard it right. We talked about this before we started recording. Actually, I think Glow might have been getting his drink at that time, but
Drink.
yes, I think that the WWE champion is going to be in the Royal Rumble. And yes, I think the WWE champion is going to win at the Royal Rumble. And I know that he just did an interview with Ariel Helwani, MMA guy, and he just said that he's not going to be in the Rumble. But why would he have said that? Or why would he have said otherwise in the interview? How dumb would that have been for him to come out and be like, oh, just letting you guys know, I'm going to be in the Rumble.
This is true.
Then everybody would have been like, wait.
Massive spoiler alert there.
Yeah. He's not going to say, by the way, shh, I'm going to be in the Rumble. No, he has to say that. I'm not going to be in the Rumble, blah, 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 and that's fine. So I'm not concerned with the interview and what he said. He's going to be there, and yeah, there you go. It's a bonus question. We can afford to go out on a limb, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to pick the WWE champion to retain his title and then go on and win the Royal Rumble in the same night.
So,
all right.
Okay, I want to ask us, so what's he going to do? He's going to cash in against the SmackDown champion and do a unification bout, or he's just not going to...
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Wow.
All right.
Risky pick.
All right, Glow. Who you got to win the Rumble this year?
I don't know. Hustle might have just convinced me. I actually like that pick a lot. They've been rumored talking about this old undisputed unification match happening, but I don't know if a match between Punk and Bryan would. It'd probably be Punk and Orton. They'll have Orton win at the Chamber or something, just to make it look prettier.
Also, before you move on with the whole changing of the undisputed thing, Punk continues to do interviews where he talks about a new title.
Yes, he does.
Not, we're going to bring an undisputed title, because again, that's spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
He can't do that. But he continues to mention a new title design. He keeps saying that it's run its course. The WWE design, the title design that we have now, it has done wonders for them. It's sold a whole lot of replica belts. A lot of people hate it, sure, but it has sold a lot of replica belts, and it's done a fine job for several years. But he keeps talking about it. time for a different belt. And that's what an undisputed title could be. Not just the champion carrying around 2 fucking title belts. It'll be a brand new, undisputed, or whatever they want to call it, title. And that's what we'll get. So go on. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's good because you're helping me. It wouldn't hurt them since they have this Raw Super Show, which I don't know how long they're going to keep this going. I think it was supposed to end by the drafts, but you never know how WWE does things. And with the way injuries and everything going on crazy, both sides, SmackDown and Raw, are kind of weak in the main event. So a unification is possible. And Punk has been talking about this belt. We actually talked about it when we were watching Raw, saying, how come we still have this belt? Because Punk's been talking about it for how long? So there's that possibility. But I won't take your pick, even though I like it, obviously. I really do like it. And I kind of hope that happens. My pick is actually Ziggler for the Rumble. And all those great comments I said about Ziggler before, you could apply them for this match. I'm very high on Ziggler, if you can't tell. He was my pick from... When the hell did we make our original... Our beginning of the year predictions and our end of the year predictions? I've been saying Ziggler will win the Rumble, because I like when they use the Rumble to actually make a star. I always thought that's the best way to make a star. Actually, no, I take that back. I always thought that's the second best way to make a star. The first one is the King of the Ring, but since the Royal Rumble is the only one that's still around, you could say it's the best way to do it. I always used to prefer the King of the Ring, but since the Rumble is it, so I say the Rumble is the best way now. You take a well-known mid-carder to upper mid-carder that has some heat. He's in the match, and since Ziggler's a heel, he's not going to be the one that's like getting beat down and getting dragged around the ring. He's going to be trying to find creative and sneaky ways to stay alive and getting other people out and smiling in the camera. And I think it's his time. He needs to at least get rewarded, because he put in a lot of great matches this past year. He's done a lot of things for the company, a bunch of double duty pay-per-views, and they could really depend on him. And the company knows they could do it. And on a pay-per-view with Cena versus Rock as the real main event for WrestleMania, you don't need to have a high-profile, but all your matches don't have to be high-profile. So you could have a Ziggler versus a Punk, or a Ziggler versus, if they want him to do a SmackDown, a Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan, which would be an amazing match at WrestleMania. They'll wrestle. They'll put on the best in-ring product that night if it was Daniel Bryan versus Ziggler.
Indeed.
So,
Plus, it would certainly add to Ziggler's show-off,
exactly.
Hashtag heel thing. He's like, hey, look, I won the Royal Rumble. You can't really do much better than that, except winning at WrestleMania, which I'm now also going to do.
Exactly, because when you look at the Miz character, who actually main evented WrestleMania, he's still holding on to that to this day. He hasn't done nothing since, but he's still holding on to that. And Ziggler will have that feather in his hat too, like say, I won the Rumble. And I think he deserves it. He's earned the reward. That's why Ziggler is my pick.
All right, Crow, you got anybody different, or did somebody already pick your guy?
No, I do have someone different that I thought someone else was going to pick. I'm going to go ahead and kind of agree with Hustle's unification theory, but with a different name involved. I'm thinking Chris Jericho is winning the Rumble and going on to Elimination Chamber to win one of the title belts, and then going to face the other champion at WrestleMania in the unification match to become the only 2-time undisputed champion in WWE history. I think it kind of fits with his whole ending of the world thing, because he's going to dominate again. And, it also fits with him saying he wasn't going to come back unless he could do something a little different. And, I mean, unifying the titles in 2012.
I just thought about it. That makes perfect sense. It's the end of the world title as you know it. Oh, God.
Think about it, man. See, I'm not just a pretty face, y'all.
Someone else actually DM'd me that exact thing on Twitter.
Ooh,
when they picked Jericho this morning.
That makes a lot of sense, though, and I don't want that to happen. I
really don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want it to happen, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Because with the build-up they had with Jericho, there has to be some big payoff coming somewhere, unless this whole angle is going to flop to me. And that's a huge payoff. Besides, the Brock Lesnar payoff that Jeff said too. Like, those are two big payoffs. So And Hustle's like raging over there, and he's sobbing.
Hustle's
What
like
is
crying
he-
and
Because
he
it's
goes on-
possible.
seething.
I don't want to. I don't
goes
want
on the Elimination Chamber to win the World Heavyweight Championship, and then him and Punk, or him and Ziggler, I guess at that point, go to Mania.
All right. Well, about half of the people picked Chris Jericho to win the Royal Rumble. After that, it's a pretty steep drop-off. Like 14% picked Orton, 3 people picked Sheamus, including myself. A couple picked CM Punk. And then we got a few surprises like The Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker, and Daniel Bryan all getting 1 vote each.
Oh, no.
You okay there,
Hustle
Hustle?
hates
I
Brandon.
think Hustle needs a Tums or something.
You really hurt him with that pick.
Too much
It makes sense.
There might be 40 to 50 people that I would rather have winning the Rumble than Chris Jericho right now. But
Yeah,
But Hustle,
Oh.
doesn't it sound like that's possible though?
it's and again,
That's the
it's not
problem.
what I
It
want to
sounds
happen.
possible.
That's what bothers me. It sounds so possible.
Davey Richards, if you have a WWE contract, I would rather see you win the Rumble than Chris Jericho.
Hey, blasphemy! No,
I don't know about
Let's
going
not
that.
let's not go that far.
let's not get crazy now.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't actually mean that. Eddie Edwards, if you have a...
I could take Eddie. I could do Eddie.
All right.
Whoa!
Pause.
Fuck.
Moving on.
Moving on. We're actually going to have a little fun with this one. Hustle has written a column about this in the last week and a half. The final bonus question is, who will get the dreaded number 14 entrant in the Royal Rumble match this year? And Hustle, I want to get your thoughts on this one first.
Can I pick Chris Jericho here?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, man.
I don't think it'd be Chris Jericho, but I would probably never stop laughing if it was. Man, yeah, it's not going to be Jericho. Who am I kidding? He's going to win the Rumble. Oh, God damn it. Why, Crow? Why would you do this to me? After everything I've done for you and giving you opportunities to shine, this is how you repay me? Oh, my God.
It's okay.
My
You
bad.
hurt him deep, man. Hurt him
Jericho
deep.
won't win. He won't win. Just tell you that. He won't win.
It'll be Lesnar. Well, and we'll all be happy.
I guess since I went out on a limb for the first bonus question, I guess I'll try to pick a safe pick for this one. I want to go with Drew McIntyre. It's an easy pick. I don't even know at this point. I don't even know how they would explain that he even gets a Royal Rumble spot. Like that's how far down he is right now. Unless they find a way where Teddy Long does really fire him and Laurinaitis hires him. But if Teddy Long is going to fire Drew McIntyre, I don't know how the hell McIntyre is even going to get into the Rumble, but fuck it. McIntyre, 14. Oh.
Yeah, that his performance lately is really making me regret all the Drew McIntyre praise I was trying to heap on him at the 2012 preview show. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be in the Elimination Chamber this year, or even in contention for fucking Intercontinental title at this point. Oh, that Drew Mac pick, not looking good on my part. I also picked Drew McIntyre to get the number 14 spot in the Rumble.
Oh, great. I got to change my pick now. Thanks.
Oh, don't worry, Huss. There were 13 different names for this bonus question given out. Yeah, Jeff.
Well, when I originally talked to Kyle and sent him my picks, I originally had Trent Beretta at the number 14 spot, but I'm going to change it up. I think it's actually going to go to a person who has at least a little bit of higher stock in the company, not much higher, but he was, at one point, was seen as possibly main eventing pay-per-views. The person I'm going to pick is The Miz's former protege, Mr. Say It to My Face, Alex Riley. I think, I just think it's him. He seems to be, he's fell quite a bit since last year, and I think this is just the perfect place for him to be like, oh, well, I was good at one point, but now I'm going to go get released in a few months. So, Alex Riley.
He was actually the number 2. Like, he was in second place. He got, 6 selections. in this contest. Crow.
Yeah, I've got to go with D-Mac too.
Damn it. I might have to change then.
It's the easiest, safest pick. I mean, he's been fired, it seems like a million times on TV now. And I think it's just a matter of time before he's out of the company for real. And he's back on, the Indies before, he inevitably goes to TNA.
All right, Glow. I know you picked Drew McIntyre. Did you want to change that?
All right, let me go through my thought process. Initially, I wanted Ted DiBiase, but obviously he's hurt and he's not going to be in the match because I want him gone so bad. Then I was like, hey, maybe Sin Cara will be back in time because I want him gone too. No, he's probably not going to make the Rumble. So that left me with thinking it was either going to be Jinder Mahal, Heath Slater, or Drew McIntyre. Obviously, all you guys picked Drew McIntyre. I don't know.
I didn't pick Drew McIntyre.
And no, well, besides you. Normally the Crow is wrong with stuff, so the Drew Mac pick doesn't even look that good anymore. So,
motherfucker.
Damn.
Look, I have to state facts. So,
what's wrong? You Asian or something?
Sometimes, on the weekends.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm gonna actually change my pick, Kyle. I'm sorry,
all right.
And I'm gonna change it to the one-man rock band, Heath Slater. I would love for him to be number 14 and get tossed out the ring and break like a knee, an arm, maybe not a neck, because you could come back from 6 weeks from a neck, as Triple H showed us. So it's not that bad. Maybe a back. Maybe he could break his back, because that's the worst thing possible that could ever happen to any human being is breaking their back. So, I don't know.
That would actually be a really interesting twist to the curse if the number 14 spot gets injured during his elimination. that would just solidify the curse altogether right there. He gets tossed over the rope, lands, freak accident, blows his knee out. It's over.
But my only issue with Heath Slater is that he's like excellent at being a jobber. He's excellent at getting beat up. I kind of don't want to see him get the number 14 spot and get injured. I'd rather see him just
That's because he's your cousin.
Shut up! God.
You like to
Fine, whatever.
Really? They have enough jobbers. They have JTG. They have Yoshitatsu. They
Not
have...
for long. They don't.
Alex Riley.
Ever. They use Heath Slater all the time. He's the perfect jobber. He's the perfect.
He's a redhead. That's why they
have the Miz. They have
they have R-Truth.
Yeah.
They have Ezekiel.
They have Zack Ryder.
They have
Yeah, can we have Zack Ryder be number 14 in the Rumble?
He could. Who knows? Now it's not a broken back. It's a herniated disc in his back. He could make it with rib tape or something. It's DDP rib tape.
But he'll come out with the neck brace and like his arm bandaged up for no reason.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he'll get up like the buy rates.
Oh. So with that pick, that changing of Drew McIntyre to Heath Slater, Heath actually tied for third with Santino Marella, with 4 people selecting Santino and Heath Slater now.
I'm actually surprised that nobody picked Hornswoggle.
No one picked Hornswoggle at all from this list of people here.
From the WWE.
He'll be there until the day he dies. Let's be real here.
I know.
Yeah.
He got buried by DX and he's still around. And not many people get buried by DX and still be around.
There were a couple interesting names that, we got Cody Rhodes got named. R-Truth. Cody Rhodes, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, Tyler Rex, Jack Swagger, Yoshitatsu, a lot of Kurt Hawkins, a lot of one name, one picks, but a lot of names got thrown out there for this pick. Almost all of them jobbers except for like Cody, Kofi, Jack Swagger, R-Truth.
Nobody said Cena.
No one said Cena. No one said a main eventer. No one picked like Ziggler to break the curse or anything like that.
Just call him Zigger.
Yeah, I sure did.
That was really close to you having to edit that out of the show. Just throw that out there, Kyle.
Yep.
That's funny.
Oh boy.
But that's the show. It's only going to be a 4-match show, unless they announce something on Saturday. That's it.
Unless we see Natalya versus Tamina again.
And Tamina will win. Match. I picked Tamina to win that. And if Epico and Primo fight anybody, I picked them to win too. How about that? There we go.
I follow all of his picks. They seem to make sense.
The status quo Rumble.
Well, they have to fill the show somehow. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. As Crow did mention earlier, it's only, 4 matches?
Yep.
And they have to fill...
The Rumble is going to be like an hour 10, hour 15.
So you have to fill,
But even then, there's still 2 hours to fill.
Yeah.
Granted, some of it's probably going to be the standard promo where they pick numbers out of the lottery thing, but...
And they'll re-show us that video package of, Rumble by the numbers.
We've gone over this already. The Rumble itself, counting the match, counting the introductions, counting the video package, is going to take up 90 minutes of the show.
All right.
At least.
That doesn't leave a lot of time left.
That just leaves another 90 minutes, so another hour and a half.
We have 3 hours for a pay-per-view, but pay-per-views don't last 3 hours. You're looking at 240, 245, maybe. Usually, anyway.
Yeah, I thought the cage match was going to be one of the matches to stretch it a little bit, but with Henry hurt, I doubt that now. I think the Punk Laurinaitis match is probably going to have some shenanigans and stuff, so that's going to take time. They'll fill it. If not, they'll have random promos.
The Mark Henry thing, though, that could lead to another match, unless, like I said, they write him out of the match completely and just have it be a one-on-one. Because they can't risk having him in there. Even if they keep him out of a lot of the action, they can't have him in the cage for 25 minutes with all these injuries.
Well, actually, if they want to build up Bryan, they could have him go at Henry at knee with a steel chair backstage, sneak him or something, and take him out the match.
Just write him out completely, because otherwise you'd have to shorten the match. And if they're going to do that, maybe they could use that time to add another match to the card. But realistically, there's not a lot of free space that they could have unless they're going to Jew us out of, Punk and Ziggler and make that like a 12-minute match.
Who knows?
I don't know. They'll fill it. They should know how to by now. They've done a bunch of pay-per-views already.
You hope so.
Yeah, they've done a couple. Go Rumble.
I'm excited. Show. That's about it.
Here comes the pain.
If that happens.
Yeah, I would love to see here comes the pain watching Chris Jericho win.
That too.
That would be a lot of pain.
That pick is so logical, it hurts me right now.
It's the end of the world.
I know, right?
As we know it.
I finally get to say something smart on the podcast. I feel good.
And then follows it up with yelling at, Asian people.
He's still
has to be about.
You guys are the ones that started that whole Asian hate on the podcast.
Hey, let's end on a good note. We love Asians, except for Ro.
Man.
Sorry, I don't support that, Ro. Please don't kick me off the main page.
He can't.
He's like the one I do like.
You write his best columns. He can't kick you off. Ro owes me a cig, by the way, if you guys don't know. It's been like 4 years. Hey, Ro. Take us home, Johnny.
Who's Johnny?
Your last name is Johnson, so.
Oh, I get it. All right, well, if that's everything, I guess that's everything. Clearly.
Yeah, that's everything. That is everything.
Jeff, do you have anything else to add?
I'm good. Let's hope for Lesnar returns and no Jericho winning. Please, for the love of God.
Glow?
Nothing. I'm good. Good night, everybody.
Crow?
Good night, everybody. Remember to hate those Asians.
All right. And then, Hustle, it's your show. Take it away.
Damn right it's my show. We don't really have a whole lot to say here. I mean, we're about to get together for 39 hours of podcasts in the next few days, so I think we should just kind of wrap this one up here. So, for everyone here at the Lords of Podcast Roundtable, bye.
Peace.
Later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Swag.